Sir Anthony Wingfield MPKGPC of Letheringham, Suffolk, was an English soldier, politician, courtier and Member of Parliament. He was the Lord Lieutenant of Suffolk from 1551 to 1552 and Vice-Chamberlain of the household in the reign of Edward VI. Biography. Early in family life. Anthony Wingfield was born before 1488, the first son of Sir John Wingfield of Letheringham and Anne, daughter of John Touchet, 6th Lord Audley. By 1509 he had been appointed an esquire of the body, and attended the funeral of Henry VII and knighted in 1513. He was appointed High Sheriff of Norfolk and Suffolk for 1515 to 16. Military career. Wingfield first saw active service in the First War of Henry VIII's reign, fighting at the Siege of Tournai in 1513. He was knighted for his part in the capture of Tournai. He attended the Field of the Cloth of Gold in 1520, and served in the 1523 French campaign of Charles Brandon, the Duke of Suffolk, and lastly in the 1544 capture of Boulogne. Parliamentary career. Wingfield served as the Member for Parliament for Suffolk. Whilst serving in Boulogne, he was returned as MP for Horsham in 1545, and finally served again for Suffolk in 1547. Political and court career. By 1539 Wingfield was a member of the Privy Council and administrator in Henry VIII's royal household. Wingfield was made a Knight of the Garter on St. George's Day 1541. When the king died in 1547, Wingfield served as an assistant executor, was bequeathed £200, and led the guard at the funeral procession. Wingfield remained a member of the council during the Protectorate of Somerset. However, after the fall of the Protectorate in October 1549, it was Wingfield that the council sent to Windsor to arrest Somerset, and bring him to the Tower. He was appointed to the post of Chamberlain of the Exchequer in 1550, holding it until his death 2 years later. On the 28th of August 1551, Sir Anthony, along with the then Lord Chancellor Richard Rich and Sir William Petre, went to Copt Hall in Essex to order Princess Mary Tudor and her household to stop hearing the Catholic Mass. Wingfield was sent to replace Mary's controller Robert Rochester, who was removed by Edward's council for refusing to order Mary to cease hearing Mass. Wingfield died on the 15th of August 1552 in Bethnal Green, and was buried a week later in Stepney. Marriage and issue. Wingfield married, by 1528, Elizabeth Vere, daughter of Sir George Vere and sister of John de Vere, 14th Earl of Oxford, by whom he had 8 sons and 7 daughters. John Wingfield, who is said to have married Dorothy Fitzherbert, and died without issue. Francis Wingfield, who died without issue. Sir Robert Wingfield, who married firstly Cicely Wentworth, daughter of Thomas Wentworth, 1st Baron Wentworth, and secondly Bridget Spring, widow of Thomas Fleetwood of the Vache, Buckinghamshire, Master of the Mint, and daughter of Sir John Spring of Cockfield and Hitcham, Suffolk. Charles Wingfield, Esquire, who married Elizabeth Rich, the daughter of Robert Rich of Southweald, Essex. Richard Wingfield, Esquire, of Crowfield and Wantiston, Suffolk, who married firstly Mary Hardwicke, the daughter of John Hardwicke, Esquire, and Elizabeth Leake, and sister of Bess of Hardwicke, and secondly Joan Clark, widow of John Harbottle, Esquire. George Wingfield, who died without issue. Anthony Wingfield, Esquire, who married firstly Catherine Blennerhassett, widow of John Gosnold of Shrubland Park in Barham, Suffolk, and daughter of Sir Thomas Blennerhassett of Frensor, Norfolk. Secondly Jane Purpet, daughter of Edmund Purpet of the Manor of Waldingfield, and thirdly Elizabeth Leach, the daughter of Ralph Leach of Chatsworth, Derbyshire. Henry Wingfield, who is said to have married Dorothy Bacon, and to have been living in 1557. Elizabeth Wingfield, who died young. Elizabeth Wingfield, who married William Naunton, Esquire, of Alderton, Suffolk, grandfather of Sir Robert Naunton. Mary Wingfield, who married firstly Arthur Rush of Chapman's in Sudbourne, Suffolk, secondly Anthony Roke, and thirdly Thomas Darcy. Margaret Wingfield, who died young. Margaret Wingfield, who married firstly Francis Sooner of Wandersden, Suffolk, and secondly a husband surnamed Audley. Jane Wingfield. Anne Wingfield, who died without issue. Wingfield was survived by 5 of his sons: Sir Robert, Charles, Anthony, Henry and Richard.